Tweety, that was excellent. Yeah, it was very good to. I just needed some very natural and spiritual wisdom at the same time, and I think you packaged it very well. I I have been trying to really, before I study out, submit my body unto Him, a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto God, and that's my reasonable service. That's reasonably in my own mind all I can do, and I have to ask Him to take over as I do that. So yes, thank you so much for that. I love what you said about being naked and being transparent. Wow, that's really good. Very good thought life to have when you want to go deeper with God and you need His help. It's one thing to be transparent and to be that in relationships with people and sharing with people. Um, it's another thing to have that nakedness and just be completely laid out before God and surrender of and fully aware at the same time about who God is and how He blesses you to be who you are, and that you can go even above and beyond what you could ask or think. Now that's Ephesians 3:20. Ooh, there we go. So I think I really need to be in a place of nakedness when I study, because y'all, if I look at me and I look at my frailty and just the fact that I am Jennifer, somebody who has ADD, but if I look at myself as a child of the King, as a person of authoritative measure, as a person who sits on the throne right next to Him, right? We're seated in heavenly places. If I look at myself in a way that God shows me that I have His perspective and I have the mind of Christ. Wow, there we go. That's nakedness. I love this. So good discussion. Keep it rolling. Keep it coming for me because I'm being transformed by the renewing of my mind, and I need this. I need to get all that stinking thinking out of my head. That's what I call it when I'm counseling people. And girl, we have to talk. I'm gonna be home. I'm coming to Rochester in right around July 14th or 15th or so. And I'd love to see you too, Diana. But we have a lot in common, the same theories and understandings and things that we study. And what an awesome thesis, dissertation, and I would love to hear more about that. And I guess when you started out, I think one of the first things you said, Twitty, was that I start out. How do you say it? You said I usually start out thinking that this is a long term deal for me. I'm not just taking an exam. In other words, for me, I'm not just taking an exam. I am making it a lifelong habit to obtain this information and figure out how to deliver it to my clients. And if I approach with that mindset versus the, oh, I can't, or I don't know, or am I going to remember it? I mean, that's not really the approach, the mindset that I have to have or should have. So I really thank you for what you just said because I receive it all, and I'm going to come back here later and pray some of the things that you said so that I'll be in that mindset that really does help to have that spiritual perspective. See, this is what I mean. This is mentor my sister. Y'all mentoring me. Give it to me, yes. And, keep giving it to me because if the Lord gives you something else to pray or to say or to think through or for me to shift my mindset, I am all for it. Because I know this is not just for Jennifer. This is a greater work that God has for me, that He has called me to, and I have to implement as a practice, and that's why it's working towards my private practice. And even pray beyond that, that God gives me the know-how and the insight about what He wants to do with my life after I pass. I really believe it's going to be in Christian counseling, but But I also believe I'm going to be working strongly and heavily with people in addiction. So I don't know if it's even being done right now, but I believe there's a place for people. A lot of people in substance abuse and recovery right now are Christians, and they have a belief in God, and that's where they find resurrection and life, and that's where they find solace, and that's where they find peace again and a new identity. And if I can be a Christian counselor for those people, praise God, and so be it. I think I would love to do that. So anyway, going on and on, but thank you so much for helping me with that perspective. I really, really, really needed that, and I needed that today. So I thank God for you. I appreciate you. And Diane, give me that wisdom because I know you're out there listening, and I know that wisdom is your word for the year. Sweetie, I still want to, Sweetie, I still want to hear your word for the year. I haven't heard it. So did you tell us? I mean, you may have, but give us an elaboration of that because we need it. Everybody should be focused on in their words. Don't forget your words, guys. We only got like 6 more months of this year, but sometimes it's in the greatest part of what God does is in the latter half of the year. I'm still embracing, and obviously I'm trying to embrace a different mindset because the one that I have is not going to help me going into this exam. But God bless you. Take care.